You can get a head start on your holiday cheer through song. The folks at Court Street United Methodist Church want you to join them in their beautiful sanctuary for a festival of hymns. And in the process, you'll get a lesson in the 12 days of Christmas. Randy Spear tells us more.
The Christian calendar actually is very different from the traditional calendar. We actually begin with the season of Advent, which starts late November or early December. This year actually coming up, it's going to be starting the week after Thanksgiving, actually. And it is, Advent then is the traditional time of preparation for the coming of Christ. Mm-hmm. Unlike the retail industry's celebration of Christmas during that same time. And then we begin the actual season of Christmas on Christmas Day, and it lasts 12 days, just like the carol, ending on January 6th, where we celebrate the coming of the wise men, and begin the season of Epiphany, where we celebrate the light. So I've had an epiphany, then is exactly what that's from. And then we progress then through the remainder of the church year, which celebrates Christ's life in various stages.
And speaking of which, you're kind of celebrating Christ's life through this hymn festival coming up. Tell me a little bit about that.
Yes, we've designed the hymn festival then to actually take a walk through the Christian year, and that in effect actually is in part what the design of the Christian year was for, is to help educate and celebrate Christ's life and educate folks about that.
And Shonda, tell me a little bit about the songs themselves and how you all came to pick them.
All right. We have worked with the Methodist hymnal, and in our Methodist hymnal, at the very beginning, there's a wonderful statement from John Wesley about singing, and so that was our inspiration. And our Methodist hymnal has sections on Trinity Sunday, Christ the King Sunday, Advent, and we have tried to pick songs, some which will be new to the congregation, and others which will be old, faithful familiars.
And the congregation themselves will actually get to join in, won't they?
Absolutely. The choir will only do 2 hymns, our 2 anthems, and the congregation will be asked to join the choir at different times on the other hymns.
And I understand one of these songs is something you can kind of groove to.
Yes, absolutely. And we're going to have some dancers here for Lord of the Dance. And it does make you want to move up and down. So.
And tell us a little bit about this magnificent organ behind us.
Well, we think that this is the finest organ, certainly west of Richmond and in the Mid-Atlantic. Somebody recently asked George Clark, our organist, how much it would cost to put one in their church, and it would be well over $1 million. We have added to this organ since it was installed in the 80s, and it's just a magnificent organ.
And it does give such a full sound in general. Tell me in general, Randy, a little bit about Court Street itself and its history.
Well, Court Street United Methodist, this is actually not the original location of the downtown Lynchburg Methodist Church. It was actually, I don't think that building is standing anymore, right? But in the 1850s, part of the congregation wanted very much to have music, instrumental music in their services, and in the original Methodist Church it was not allowed. So they split off and they formed this church. This particular building, which is absolutely magnificent, I forget the exact date now that it was built, but it's about 150 years old now. And I mean, we're just so privileged to be able to make music and hear the Word of God in such a space that was specifically designed for music.
And the Festival of Hymns is coming up next Sunday, October 14th at 11 a.m. If you haven't had a chance to go out to see Court Street United Methodist Church, please do. It's just gorgeous. It's on Court Street in Lynchburg, 434-845-3427 for more information.